How's it going, guys? Bring your platoon here, and welcome back to another great set of games in the auto-loading, I was going to say medium tank, heavy tank in the mercenary line that is also a tier 10. It's the machine. This is going to be 4 sets of games. That's a lot of watching for all you people at home, but, or people on your phone, either way. But, yeah, I got a lot of games with this thing in it because I'm doing the contract for the... What the fuck is it even called? The Chisel? So, apologies, but I already have like 4 games up, and I didn't want to put just one more up. So, well, I did just want to put one more up, because 5 is the maximum amount of games I want to have for these tanks. But that's probably not how it's going to work out, so let's just get on with it. The machine, what is it? It's got the hull/chassis of the AMX-50B, the Chieftain's turret, the TVP, whatever the top 10, the tier 10 medium Czechoslovakian gun for its gun. It's kind of self-explanatory. And then it's got, what else? I think that's it. I think I nailed it right on the nose. So, you can pen the lower hull and upper hull with heat pretty reliably. Or you could just overmatch it in the side because it is only 30 millimeters thick in both the left and the right sides of the chassis, or if he's showing you his tank flat on when the enemy is driving a machine himself, go ahead and aim at the left and right sides of the upper plates, side plates, and you will pen them each and every time because they're only 50 millimeters thick. So that's fun. Or you can load a decent, I apologize to that E4 for definitely biffing his shot, or maybe he would have missed regardless, but still I bumped him and that was not cool. But yeah, you get a 1200 round, 1200 on average damage clip, every clip, and it's just, it's great. It feels good, it's got speed, it's got hull down capability, but it can still be penned in the turret because reasons. And you have a commander's hatch that is flat as shit, and for some reason it's got, well, it has the Chieftain's weaknesses as well, which does include the mantlet weakness. And for those who don't know about it, it is basically the Chieftain has a weak-ass mantlet, and if you shoot at it, or certain areas of it, it's only 240 millimeters thick, or around there, if that's even the right number. You can pen it with standard ammunition, is what I'm saying. It's not great. It's not great at all. The top left and the top right, and in the middle, or top left, top right, and top middle of the mantlet, you can pen it with standard ammunition. It's pretty bad. I didn't know that, but I still like the Chieftain, the tank itself. Also this tank too. It's pretty fun. This first game is going to be an Ace Tanker medal because of how many kills I get. I don't know why other games aren't, but we'll get into that. But as you all know, for everyone subscribed to me, and for those of you who don't know, who are just tuning in on this video for whatever reason, I don't agree with the XP system. I sometimes lie in the thumbnails about what medals I get. Why? Because when I do 8,000 damage, not in this game, when I do 8,000 or 7,000 damage in a tier 10 heavy tank, and the highest damage on my team other than me is like 3,000, I deserve that fucking medal. I don't agree with the XP system. I think it's dumb. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. And if you don't like me lying about not stats, medals earned, well, you can either look at somebody else's gameplay or get over it and just accept the fact that it's going to happen. And sorry, I do apologize for it, but I'm not really sorry, so I probably shouldn't apologize for it. So moving on. This thing's got 248 average pen for the standard APCR that you get, and then 310 millimeters of pen for its premium heat rounds. And I don't know what the high explosive pen is, but chances are you won't be using them anyway, so they really don't matter. I think it's like 53 for the pen on those, but I could be wrong. Oh! Mucinex, do your thing. What else to say about this tank? Yeah, I already said it's quick. Did I mention the top speed? It's 67 or 65 kilometers an hour. Reverse speed is 20, I believe. View range is 390. I probably said that already. It's just, I don't know. It's a good tank. Always go with support. Never isolate yourself to being the only one on the flank. I'm completely okay with taking damage from this T95 here. Luckily, it doesn't happen. No, he misses me. Well done. And then the FV4005 biffs his shot and hits behind me. So what do I get to do now? I get to clip out this T95 and not only the ass end of his tank, but also perma-tracking him in place as well. Or at least for a fixed amount of time. You know, because I'm out of shells to shoot at him for the moment. And then my team proceeds to take him out. You may be thinking, really, you got an ace tanker out of this game. Don't worry. Game's not over yet. Anyway. I've probably said that lots of times by now. Don't worry, I'll say it many times more. If you go somewhere alone, and there's lots of people left on the enemy team, prepare to get molested. Or go into a ridgeline, go hull down, and hope to Christ they don't rush you. Because the only way this thing is anything decent is if you go hull down. Or if the enemy's stupid and doesn't know where to pen you frontally with your upper and lower plate exposed. So, yeah. And even if it's not, they can still pen your hatch. You gotta keep these things in mind. And also, if Artie dicks on you, it's not going to be a fun time. What dies in this thing more than anything? Probably the driver. The driver and the ammo rack, I would say. Yeah, that's fair to say. Autoloaders usually have those problems anyway. Like the T-57 Heavy, same problem. AMX-50B, same problem. I know, it's weird. Probably because they hold so much ammo, and yeah, whoop-de-doo. 7,000 damage combined, maybe 7,100. Whatever, close to it. And I got a nice tanker out of that. Why? Because I got, what, fighter and a few other medals? Okay, moving on to the next game. Okay, so now we're going to be on Pilsen, which is a great map. Pretty much any town map you get in this thing, you're going to either dominate or you should be dominating. Because you can pop out, expose yourself, deal all your damage to one person, or just track them on the last shot, and your team will do the rest of the work for you as they floor it around the corner and just absolutely molest the enemy tank. And that's how you get decent damage in this thing. You gotta track people, or perma-track them while damaging them, or just, you know, take opportune shots. I believe in one of these games I get an ammo rack on an E4 because he let his hull get exposed in a city setting, and I penned him 3 times. The last shot was me ammo racking him for like 1,700. It was pretty great. But yeah, I don't believe that's this game. We'll see that later. But it's got the speed to keep up with your other tanks. Again, don't isolate yourself. Go hull down as much as possible. And if you can't go hull down, then don't expose the side of your... don't expose your left or right side while you pop out to shoot at people. Because then they still have a chance to bounce off your upper plate and lower plate. And arguably, it's probably one of the best upper and... That's not true. I was going to say it has the best upper plate and lower plate armor in the game, but that's not even remotely accurate. So, get a free shot on the E75 here. I'm just taking my shots as quickly as possible. I could probably be being a lot more accurate there, but I do get the track penning shot on the Centurion Action X. And I do have a heavy tank behind me, so I do feel a little bit better, but that's a lot of their enemy team right there. There's 4 tanks right in front of me, and they could have very easily pushed aside and won. But seeing as how now, in the moment, I have lots of my team behind me, feeling a lot better. So now I can stay here without them, or without the worry of them rushing me. And even if they do, I have my team to fall back on, and they can be bad at times, the teams, but if they're that bad, I would probably, honestly, just quit playing. Which I've considered multiple times, as I'm sure you have as well. So check out this fucking hero. I was clearly using the spot, but thanks, 705A. Really appreciate you stealing my thunder. It's really awesome of you. Let's see what happens when he gives me a chance to pop out and deal damage. Does he? Eventually, I'm sure. Yeah, okay. See, here's my moment. He's getting ready to aim, and I'm like, ooh, I can pop out. No? No? Okay. Yeah, go fuck yourself, kid. I was really tempted on pushing him out, but I don't think I have the engine power to, nor do I think I am heavy enough to as well. So Centurion Action X goes down. What's the other tank in here? Is it a Chieftain? Cool, I can't aim at him because another one of our tanks is in the way. E75, how's it going? Again, the 248 average pen for this tank can sometimes dick you over just like that, which is why a majority of the players that play this thing just primarily use heat. I've got a heavy tank behind me assisting with the E75, so don't feel threatened enough to keep my frontal armor towards him so I can run away and make my way to the next target before I'm done reloading. I'm like, ooh, a Type 4 heavy, and I'm like, no, I think I'll turn quickly and deal with this P-44 Pantera. Great driving on my part, by the way. I was hoping I could just ram him, but, yeah. He didn't have that much health to begin with, so didn't get that chance. But it's whatever. I've got one more shell loaded. Why don't I reload right now? Because I thought maybe I could track him and get some assisted damage. Unfortunately, that didn't work out. And now there's two tank destroyers, one of them being the Waffle E100. And as I've learned very early in my tanking days, Waffle E100 players like to stay in the back, and they like to rack up damage while playing safe, and that's not how you play that thing. You gotta go with your support, you gotta take opportune risks of HP to deal out your entire drum of damage, and that's how you have great games in this thing. So, what do? I can get penned by the Jagdpanzer 100. The Waffle is focusing over there. There's something wrong with his turret, obviously, and he's got the big gun on. Little did I know that the very end game stats tells me his loader died, as well as his gunner, so that's pretty funny. I get away with doing that scot-free, and keep in mind that I had a high explosive clip, a single clip for this game, and I used all 4 of those shells to high roll the shit out of that Waffle E100. So instead of dealing a standard 1200 damage to him, I dealt instead 1646, I believe. I have very oddly timed a photogenic memory there, but that's cool. And then I, of course, take the time to aim in the shot and permatrack, set on fire, and damage the Jagdpanzer E100. And that's a great game. 6,000, almost 6,600 base damage with a little bit of spotting. And what does that net me? It's past 7,000 combined, so you'd think that I'd get an ace tanker from that, right? Wrong! You're wrong! I am getting better in the mark, though, so that's pretty cool. I believe the mark is like 4,300 damage per game. I could be wrong, though. Could look it up. Won't. On to the third game, I guess. Okay, where's the third game going to bring us? Oh, Sand River. Normally a perfectly great map. Very balanced every way, shape, and form. And that is not sarcasm. That is complete sincerity. But with sandstorm variants and weather variants on every other map, ooh, it's a new map. No, it's not. It's not. Nobody cares about these weather variant maps. They're not fun. They're campy as shit and annoying as hell. The person who has the better spotting tank wins the game. And even if they're not in a spotting tank, guess what? They'll YOLO out, spot for the entirety of the team behind them, and then whatever's in front of them will get molested. Unless the... Oh, that's a nice little look at all my messages there. Probably could edit that out. But I won't. But it just... Nobody cares. I don't like the weather variants. I don't understand why people do. If they do. If anyone does. But, yeah, it's cool to see, like, weather happen. It looks great. I will give it that. But the lack of view range means that any other... All your tanks are severely debuffed. Or nerfed, essentially, in view range. And you can't see dick in front of you. You can't see it. And then you could be out in the open. You think you're safe behind cover. And then all of a sudden there's 3 Death Stars in front of you. 300 meters away, and you just got detected, but you can't see them because reasons. I don't know what this M103 is doing, but he's not being smart. I'm trying to track him, but I just can't. I just can't. I was getting frustrated. And I'm getting penned by a Leopard PTA, I believe. So that was pretty great. This thing also has weaknesses in the lower plate. The very left and the very right without hitting the tracks, if you're facing one of these head-on, is weak for whatever reason. They look more angled, but they're not. They're actually weak points, and you don't need premium to hit those. You can pen those with standard ammo, no problem. And I'm being extremely aggressive here. I don't know if Artie just has a hard time hitting this spot, or they don't like shooting over here, but every time I go here, I feel extremely safe from Artie, unless, of course, they are all the way in K0. I would assume they could easily hit me from there, but I don't know. Artie doesn't seem to like to shoot here because this is where I go to get Artie safe. Like, even in the middle, they can hit you in, like, G5, G6, anywhere in that little dip there. And I don't like going there for that reason, but at the same time, if I'm in a heavy tank, and it's not a weather-varianted map, just the standard Sand River, I love going down there. You can get hull down, you can side scrape. It's just a heavy tank haven. I normally don't go down the K or J line for whatever reason. I don't like sniping there. Way too arty prominent, and I get hit by shit that I can't see. At least when you go down on the dip, you're close enough to the enemy base where you can spot snipers at like F8, F9 by the time you get up to G5 and 6. And yeah, Artie can still hit there, but you're not getting shit on by stuff you can't see while you're progressing down the J and K lines. I don't know. Maybe I'm just bad. Just my input. And yeah, this is going to be another decent game in this thing. I'm giving the wrong impression here. I'm throwing up 4 games at once for you guys, but I don't like the tank. I do. That was a lie. That's very contradictory. I do like the tank. I do like it, but not as much as I'm leading you to believe. Like, yeah, I'm throwing up all these quote-unquote good games for you, but it's not that great of a tank. It's not fun to play over and over again. And yes, it is flexible in the sense that it can go from A to B very quickly and relocate and probably save a good chunk of your games that otherwise would have been losses if you were in a slower tank. But the alpha for the autoloader isn't that great, so you're still screwing yourself over without support, and if you don't know how to play it, you're gonna get, yeah, again, screwed. So there's the people sniping. I don't know if they can even hit me from over there. It didn't look like it. They had a hill in their way. I don't know what the Sheridan is doing, but I'm auto-locking him, and he's only reversing, so I feel safe just keeping that auto-lock going. Don't know why he just didn't keep accelerating. That was very odd choice of him, or for him, but sure. I'll take free damage. And the only thing you gotta worry about in this spot is getting flanked from the other side. And seeing as how both of those, well, the heavy and the medium in the G line are taking care of that super conqueror by themselves, yeah, I gotta be a little vigilant over here because this guy was trying to flank me. And yeah, the accuracy isn't the best if you don't aim in all your shots. But just aim in all your shots and they should go exactly where you plant them, except when you're sniping from over 400 meters away. You need to get close to people in this thing. You can't snipe with it, and if you do snipe with it, you need to be shooting in the sides of tanks. And if you're shooting in the sides of tanks, don't load the heat. Yeah, it doesn't lose penetration over long distances, but it could get absorbed into the tracks or space armor, and that's not what you want. So, yeah. Don't shoot heat from long distances, or, well, APCR if you can help it. Just get closer to people. It's not that hard. And then I try to put an easy lower plate shot into the E4. He misses me. I don't know what kind of shots I'm giving him, but I get 3 out of my 4 shots to go in. That's a pretty great result there. And yeah, I'm still spotted. I just want to keep my speed up, and I want to go down here because I don't want to get hit by anything sniping, again, in the F line towards their base spawn. So I go over here. They still haven't dealt with the E4. Pretty funny. Good on them. Type 5 Heavy could probably derp into him or heat into his lower plate, but I know that thing has an inaccurate gun as well, so it is what it is. I was afraid of Artie killing me, but then the Artie dies, so my stress is severely reduced. And then what do? I believe I clip out the E4. Oh, of course, RNG is going to make that hit his tracks and get absorbed for whatever reason, not even fully tracking him. So now, I've used a healthy amount of heat. I feel good about what just happened. And what's going to happen? What's left? Tank Destroyer. Where's the Tank Destroyer? What is it even? Wow. Poor ISM. Never stood a chance against the wonderful tank that is the Tier 9 German Tank Destroyer, the Jagdtiger. Yeah, great gun. Accurate. It's a lot less armor than I first thought. It's only 220 millimeters of protection in the upper plate, which is kind of sad. Oh, and the Badger's left, and he's on like a 2-hit for me. So, yeah, this game is essentially over, and there's one more we're going to get to go through. Just hang in there. Only one more game. And, once again... Oh, look! A non-destructible building among a shit ton of other similarly looking but very destructible buildings. Very, very nice. This clap is for you, Wargaming. Thank you. Yeah, I got the Tier 10 silver event going on, which is why I have so much silver happening in that game. And then the only person that did similarly well to me is the... Well, not similarly, but they did good. They did good for their tanks. This is the 705, and then the Artie was alright too. On to the last game. Hang in there. And the last game is going to be on a little map that I would honestly choose to skip if I could. It's going to be in Ardennes. Ardennes? Ardennes? Whatever. I hate it. It's a town map. I still don't know how to play it. The town has seemingly an infinite amount of places you can come in and come out. I don't like it. There's too many variables to think about when you go into town, and if you go anywhere else, the team could just be sniping and outspot you because of bushes and trees everywhere. I don't like it. I don't like it. If you extend your view range to the... What the fuck is it? F5 and E5 range coming from the south spawn, you can use them. You can use the gun depression that you have or don't have to dick over enemies trying to go in the middle of town. That little town square with the fountain or whatever the hell in like E7 or E8, whatever. But other than that, you're just gonna get hit by Artie, tank destroyer sniping in the back, or even medium tanks when you prop up and try and use all the gun depression that you have. So that sucks. There's just a lot of things that can go wrong anywhere you go, and I'm not a big fan favorite. This map is not a fan favorite for me because I'm not a fan. Just to clarify that further. But yeah, the machine. 'Tis a fickle beast, but a beast nonetheless. This is actually the best game I've ever had so far in this thing. Cutting off the tusk there, my bad, sorry guy. But yeah, I net myself somehow 7,400 damage combined, and we fucking lose. Because reasons. And bad teams. Bad teams mostly. And I'm of course referring to mine. Because, yeah. Why and how do you fuck up that badly where a tank on your team does how much? Almost 4 times his HP. Like 3.5 times his HP. And you guys, the greenies, do not even 1 times your HP. Not even half for the majority of you. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny indeed. I get a magical tracking shot into the pattern there. I am still detected. I still feel safe that I can pop out all my shells. And he is dead! Okay. That's when I knew it was going to be a good game. Except all my shells didn't go in. I only got 3 out of the 4 out. Oh well. Doesn't matter. I feel safe in this little dip because this is safe from Artie essentially, and, well, yes, it is safe from Artie, unless they're maybe shooting from all the way at, like, K1 or 2, which would be very stupid place for Artie to go. But yeah, it's safe space from Artie, and I feel like I can maybe finish off this FV. But of course, the shot goes high into his upper plate and auto bounces because severe angling. So that was a kind of shit move on my part. Could have definitely turned the flow of battle if that guy died. Or maybe I couldn't have. I don't remember if this game was a lost cause or not. But, yeah. It's a fun tank. I will give you that much. But, like, even, like, giving them this much to shoot at, they could auto-match me, or overmatch me in the side. And I do believe here's where the E4 pops out after I'm done digging into this 257 heavy twice. Nope, just once. Cool, yeah. Good job, FV. Way to get nailed. And then that magically goes where I need it to. I damage his ammo rack, and... oh, yeah! Loved it! That's a shame. Should have fixed it. It's a shame you didn't. And then the IS-7 is kind of reluctant to pop out because I've got another heavy tank with me behind me. And I should have heat loaded for him, but I really don't. Yeah, okay, that's fair enough. I do need it. His lower plate's pretty fucking well armored, and I believe that I get hit on... I get hit on? I wish. I get hit by the Sheridan in front of me. I try to finish off that M46 Patton, but that doesn't really work out because he gets away just in time. Get a free pen. Nope. He bounces off me. Does the IS-7 pen me? Maybe? Huh? Nope. He hits the track of the E75 who is coming to my aid. Pretty funny stuff there. Thanks for being my meat shield, guy. Appreciate it. Although, in all honesty, it looked like he was firing normal rounds anyway, so he probably would have bounced regardless. But just seeing my ally take the hit for me is very, very wholesome. And what happens to this SCI? Do I put in all 4 shells? Oh, no. 3 is good. He is dead. And then there's nothing else to aim at, so might as well go on the reload. I did it twice there. That was weird. Oh, because I felt like I needed to reload the heat for the IS-7. Okay, that's fair. Or the heavy tank. No, the medium tank. Nice shot, IS-7. Well done. He bounces off me miraculously. I probably should have stayed where I was, but didn't want to go face-to-face with the IS-7 while there's a perfectly good out in the open Object 140 there, and I get 3 shots out before he falls back into safety. I'm going to reload another clip of heat because I feel like it's the right move here, because I'm kind of getting swarmed, and now they have like 3 or 4 tanks on our 5. So, it's looking not great. E5 kills the Sheridan. Thank you. Appreciate that. Probably should have turned around. I was probably better off going over the hill that the IS-7 just did, but I was honestly just tunnel visioning, and yeah, now they're going to end up being behind me, which is just awesome. Centurion Action X, do I get a free shot? Oh, cool. Into the Ag-10 300. Yeah, he kills the Motherland. No, the IS-7 kills the Motherland. Do I get a few more shots here? I do. Ooh, tracked him. Good on me. Get 2 more shots. Do I get to at least empty them? I do. And now... oh, wait for it. Wait for it. Now I'm dead. Boom. Yep. Okay. Cool. I'm going to skip to the game stats because the Tusk is fucking retarded. And you don't want to watch this for another 2 minutes. Oh, wait. We got some... nope, he's dead. Okay. So, good job to this Tusk. He goes back here. We're not going to watch this. He almost kills himself, first and foremost. And then he just hides in, like, K8. Pretty funny. But let's see the game stats first. And he doesn't aim at the Artie. He just tries to auto-lock him. So, you know he's a smart player. Moving on. And now we're about to see him die because he's an absolute idiot. Wait for it, and there you go. Going just straight ahead with a damaged engine, not aiming fully in on the side-on Death Star he could have high-rolled the shit out of for 700 or something damage. I don't know what the alpha is on that thing. Maybe it's only a 122 millimeter, but I don't know. So that's the game. Almost 8,500 damage combined. It was a defeat, and it was a second-class mastery, not even a first-class. Because I didn't kill anything. I didn't get enough medals or something. I don't know. I just don't know. Hope you guys enjoyed all the games, respectively. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.